Hey fam, it's Tiffany from Tiffany Likes TV. Now I know everybody's been talking about this biopic of Wendy Williams, and I finally got a chance to watch it, and oh my gosh, like it is so good. They did a good job. She was able to tell her story how she wanted to tell it, but by doing so, she did omit a lot of stuff. Well, she omits stuff that I feel like she should have discussed, like her first husband. She like bombarded past that so quick. She was like, yeah, he there, whatever, bye. Like, no, slow it down. Let us know something about him, who he is, how y'all met, whatever. She didn't tell us nothing, anything. All she said is that he was a rebound. And she also omitted her going to school, her college. What, how did you become Wendy Williams? You know what I'm saying? How did you, because everybody has a story, and it usually starts from it started from when she was 11. I saw that part. But show us how you became the ferocious Wendy Williams. You know, what was the stepping stone that 1987 when you met Kathy Hughes? You know, it's in between that being 11 and 1987 when you first walked in the Kathy Hughes studio, whatever. That is a long time. So I really feel like she just missed out on letting us know more of who she is. They sent us off to when she was 11 years old in Ocean Township, New Jersey, where she's from. We see that she has issues with her weight, according to her parents. I didn't see an issue with the girl that played her, so I didn't see an issue with her weight, but constantly being told that you're fat is definitely going to have lifetime issues. It's definitely going to affect her lifetime. And it had engaged that she was fat, and I felt really bad for her to know that that's what she had to deal with from her parents. And it was one part where she peed in the bed, and that was like how your mom gonna tell you that it's because you fat that you peed in the bed? It's because you have too much fat around your bladder. Like, what type of stuff is that? That's some that's some angry stuff. I know we tell our kids, you know, hey, you got to eat spinach to be strong, or whatever. You're gonna be strong like Popeye, but you're gonna tell your kid that she got so much fat around her bladder that she pee in the bed. That's the reason why she peeing in the bed. That didn't make any sense to me, but that's that type of abuse, because that was very much a psychological abuse that her parents was doing to her. She did discuss about, you know, her going through having being bulimic and stuff like that because she was trying to stay skinny, and then it just fast forward from her being 11 to her being freaking grown working for Kathy Hughes. And that's where I have an issue with. They didn't show her college days. They didn't show us the story that she said. I forgot the paper, but she was going to school for communications, and they gave her a time to be a DJ, and they introduced her as Whitney Williams, and she freaked out and ran out of the studio and cried. They didn't show that part, and that's what I was expecting when I was going to see this. Like, show me her as a college student. What was Wendy like? She wasn't this loud person that we see now, not yet, but show me her, you know, what stepping stone she had to go through, you know, where she had to step to be who she is now. So she's working for Kathy Hughes. For some reason, Kathy Hughes had a horrible attitude with her every encounter she had with her in this biopic. I'm like, I thought this was somebody you looked up to. Then they talk about they go into her having her first interview with Ricky Tony. Ricky Tony was a singer. His name was Sherrick, however you want to put it. Barry Gordy's wife is the one who found him, and that was her first interview. Now, he was an R&B singer, and he was just laying it on thick in the interview. So after the interview, he's like, you know, I'm go do you want to come to this party with me? She's like, yeah, I go to the party. She young, this, that, and the third. Go to, and he said, well, I gotta go change. And she go with him so he could change, so he go back to his room, and then he end up raping her. Like that's crazy. But for her to stay strong, because she went to work the very next day like nothing happened and did her thing. She said, I'm not going to be here because Kathy Hughes, she was in DC, so she's like, I'm not going to stay in DC, I'm trying to go to New York and her tapes to different studios and stuff like that, broadcast. And eventually she got there. She was working part-time on the weekends in New York, and that's what she was doing. She didn't have no friends. She wasn't trying to have no friends. So she'd go from DC, working there during the week, to New York on the weekends, until New York was like, hey, I'll give you a full-time job. And she was like, that's what I want. So she go tell Kathy Hughes, and Kathy Hughes pretty much curses her out. And I was like, every encounter you had with Kathy Hughes, somebody that you look up to, was a problem. Every single time. That's why even put her in there? Just say her name. Then she tells us that the way she's staying skinny, cause we see her skinny, voluptuous with the boob, like she had a beautiful shape. We see her, and the way she's keeping that body is because she fell into drugs. She was doing coke, so she wouldn't have doing that powder. I mean, I think in the 80s that was something that everybody did, so it's nothing out of the ordinary for her to do it. So back at, in that time frame, that's just what everybody did. And she realized that that was going to keep her weight down because she wasn't eating. What's his name? Eric B. Yeah, Eric B and Rakim, right? They was a rap group duo, and she wanted her a bad dude, so she was talking to him. He was busting it wide open. I mean, it was good sex, obviously, because they was getting it in. And they showed it, and the next day he's like, "Hey, can I borrow your car?" She's like, "Where your car at?" He's like, "It's in the shop." So he takes her car, and she's like, "Be back by 5 because I gotta be at work," because she never missed a work day. He don't come back by 5. He come back late. She hops in the car. She gets him a rental car. He never returns the rental car. She breaks up with him. He messed up her credit. Ended up getting Wendy pregnant. Of course, you're gonna get pregnant by the dude that you don't want to be with, right? The dude that you break up with, the dude that ain't got no money and all that other stuff. So she ended up getting an abortion because her career was just starting to flourish the way she wanted to. So she wasn't prepared or ready to have a kid, let alone be a single parent. So to get over him, she met this dude named Bert. Bert is her first husband that she don't want to talk about. So this is another thing that she chose not to discuss in the biopic. She said, I don't want to talk about him, but the reason why pretty much the reason why she married him was to get over Eric E. So Bert, I got a picture of him. I'm going to put it right here. They get married. They have a full-on wedding and everything like that. They separate at 5 months. This is not in the biopic, but they separate in 5 months and they get a divorce a year and a half later. And that's all we know about him. That's it. She spent 2 years at Hot 97 before she got fired. This is the only time that she didn't work in her life for 2 weeks. And for 2 weeks, she sat in the lobby at Kiss FM where Carol Ford worked. And that was who she was trying to meet. She kept trying to meet Carol Ford was on vacay. She was gone on vacation, and she had somebody subbing for her. One day, the sub didn't come through. Carol Ford wasn't there. So Wendy had 2 miscarriages that were, she was pregnant for 5 months. Tony Gray comes and he's like, hey, well, we kind of know who you are. You got a name going for yourself. So right now, the other person fell through. So we need you to go on. She like, wait, hold up. You need me to go on this. So she goes on, and she do it Wendy Williams style. She do it Wendy raunchy style, where she's telling people business. She's talking about Milli Vanilli, how they won a Grammy without lip singing and stuff like that. So she's the one who's bringing this out, and he comes in there like, "Hey, this is not what we do." But that's revolutionary. Can you stay on permanent? She ended up getting big and stuff like that. Like big, I mean popular, more popular. People want to hear more of Wendy. And she go to a club, and this dude gives her a phone number in a matchbook, and it came from Kevin Hunter, who's gonna be her husband. So Kevin Hunter is now, he's trying to be her protector, and seeing that relationship, I felt like he was a protector, but I also felt like he was being very possessive. He was being possessive of something that he owned, and to me, I felt like he owned Wendy. Their child, Wendy had 2 miscarriages that were, she was pregnant for 5 months, and one of them was a stillborn that she had to give birth to. So knowing that, and then when she finally got pregnant, how happy she was, and for her doctor to tell her, "Hey, your cervix is weak, so you're gonna have to be bedridden." That's why them other ones didn't last, because your body couldn't withstand that. Your cervix couldn't. So she was bedridden. They brought over all the radio equipment, and she was working from the bed. And the whole time she had gained 103 pounds. Which is understandable if you're only standing on your feet for 5 minutes a day and you still inputting calories and stuff. So it was understandable, but Kevin, no. Kevin was cheating his ass off. They did get married. They didn't have a wedding. They did justice of the peace. He was cheating with different women. She had the baby, and then that's when stuff started coming out that he was cheating. He wasn't coming home. What else? His phone was ringing all the time, and he wasn't answering. And the way she found out about old girl was through one of his friends. His friend, I mean, she was asking the questions. She was asking the right questions that day. Because she said, "Where they at his condo?" He said, "Nah, he got a house." And she walking around like she owned the place. She bringing us wings and Henny like she live here and this is her stuff. And she's like, "Hold up, what?" I know I'll be ready to whip somebody's ass. So she went to the girl house, and she's taking pictures of everything that's going on in the house and stuff like that. She's like, "All right, I'm taking pictures. Oh, he got a pool. I can't get no pool. They got a dog. I can't get a dog." And so she take out some pink spray paint on the garage, talking about Kevin love Wendy forever. I mean, I probably would have did a little more than that, but okay, Wendy. I mean, that's but to know, I mean, I would have probably bust some windows at least, but he come home acting like it's her fault. He come home like, that's my property, my investment property. Your investment property you staying in and got your girlfriend staying in? Are you serious? Get the hell out of here. So after that happened, then it comes up with her fainting on the Wendy Williams show. It was a Halloween. She was in costume. She was dressed like the what's the girl? Statue of Liberty. Jesus. Here we go right here. She was dressed like the Statue of Liberty. They did a good job putting her in that costume because she looked just like her. And her passing out. So he comes to her like, "Hey, you got an issue." He's gaslighting her at this point, telling her she got issues. She drinking and popping pills. So he's like, "I want you to go get, rehab." And she goes. Like, she goes to rehab. And she's like, "Hey, I need to get out of this place because I'm losing my job." And so they put her in a not a halfway house, but like a sober house. She had 2 chaperones or security or whatever, and they were like planning her day and all this other stuff. dude, Wendy. The whole time, Wendy scheming. She like, okay, y'all doing this. All right. She not telling them nothing she going on. She got a whole team putting together stuff. So she go have her team come together and like, look, I need to find a way to divorce him, get my money away from him, and we need to do this like now. And mind you, he's her manager. So she's like, he's fired and we about to start this over now. Start celebrating. They have the Wendy Williams theme music playing and stuff like that. And she's preparing for her next segment in life. And so at the end, they bring on the real Wendy Williams. And she's like, you know, this is my story, this, that, and the other. She's single. This about to be my life. So how you doing? And I was waiting for it. I just wanted to hear her say it. So, did I like it? Yes. Did I feel it could have been longer? Yes. It could have been a mini series. It could even be a 3-part series. Because it was so rushed. Don't rush it, Wendy. That's the only thing I say is don't rush it. You had the perfect actors. Serena did a great job as playing Wendy, and then Morocco Amari, he did a great job playing Kevin. Like, all that was perfect. I don't. They talk about that Charlemagne though, but real talk, Charlemagne did kind of look the way that that actor looked a little bit at the beginning, which I think I had to show this because I wanted y'all to see how he looked. Because people, I know they're going to say this, that don't look like Charlemagne. At first I was like, no, that don't look like Charlemagne. Then I had to look it up, and I was like, okay. She was really going, she went there. She went all the way there because she was like, I'm going to try to make it look as realistic as possible. And she did. I appreciate that. So these two right here did a great job as playing Kevin and Wendy. This right here, Wendy in that costume. Y'all see this? Whoever put this together had me cracking up. This right here is the guy. She said that right there. So this is Ricky Tony. And I was trying to find younger pictures of Wendy of her being overweight, and I couldn't find any. So this is the only picture I found of Wendy as her being younger. And I mean, she looked like a regular person, regular girl. And this picture I found of her wedding and her wedding gown with her husband that she left unnamed, Bert. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this reaction video to the Wendy Williams movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed you. Thank you. How you doing?